Hey guys, Buddha here, bringing you the fourth game of this best of 5 series featuring Tarson, our yellow Terran here, and his opponent, our red Protoss Slider. The good luck, have fun, very friendly players here. They have been chatting on and off during the first 3 games. It is now 2-1 for our Terran player Tarson, and making great use of EMPs in every single game, and Slider actually making great use of Blink Stalkers in the second one, was able to take that one, but not the best control by Slider in the third game, lost that one, and let's see if he can actually make a comeback in this third game. Now this is a series from the Go4SC2 Cup, I believe. I have mentioned this in every single game. I think it is from the Go4SC2 Cup. If I am wrong, just tell me in the comments. Doesn't really matter what tournament this is from, but it would be nice to be right. And these players have actually brought us some good games. Game 2 was definitely the best one. If you have not checked out those 3 first games, I recommend Game 2. It was the best one, and hopefully we will be getting an epic game here in Game 3. For those of you just tuning in, for those of you just tuning in on my YouTube channel, I am casting these live on my Justin TV stream, JustinTV/Buddhazard. And for those of you just tuning in my live stream, I am uploading these to YouTube. So if you didn't catch the first 3 games, you can check them out tomorrow on YouTube. I will be uploading them tonight, or check out the end of the series later on. Now Slider going for the exact same build as he did in the past 3 games, as well as Tarson. In the past 2 games, he actually produced a Tech Lab, Marine, and no, a Tech Lab, then a Marine, and then a Reaper to harass. It worked once, it did not work a second time, and this probe already scouting Tarson's main base. So very fast scout here. He was able to scout in the right direction, and I think Tarson actually realizes that, so he knows he has to be in one of the 2 closest spawns, and maybe he actually caught that probe coming from the right side of the map. So now he does spot Slider's starting position again, 2 gases and a cybernetic core, so we will be seeing a very sentry heavy expansion here by Slider once again. One lonely supply depot up here to spot for any kind of cheese. And the Tech Lab once again going up for Tarson. Will he produce a Reaper? Yes, he does. So he will try and harass just a bit once again. And Warp Gate now starting chrono boosting that Stalker. So he did decide to actually skip the first Zealot this game, deciding that Zealot was not very useful in the 3 previous games, and finally realizing that he needs a Stalker just to deal with that early Reaper that might or might not come. When he did scout that barracks, he did not see the Tech Lab, but I think he might suspect it at least. Second barracks now up for Tarson, and still no second gas, so this is the exact same build as last time. Command center and single bunker in front of the second base. And one Stalker gonna make its way to the front of Tarson's base, of Tarson's expansion, but we'll see this bunker and turn around, or at least try and kite this Marine for a few hits, as long as this bunker does not go in the bunker. Second Marine now going into the bunker, and will deny this Stalker, not getting any hull damage, so no damage from any of these players. Now Slider's Nexus also starting, and another gateway starting as well for Slider. Nothing too particular here. Scouting around on the map with this. That's a cool Zelnaga tower with a little vent underneath it. Nice little effect. And that Reaper going into the main base, I believe. I don't know if it got any kills. No kills on that Reaper. I think that Slider actually spotted it, and with that Stalker in the main base, he won't be able to do any kind of damage. Another gateway being thrown down by Slider. as well as another barracks for Tarson. So these are basically mirror builds without a mirror matchup. Once again, the exact same builds as the 3 previous games. So I guess these players really feel confident with these builds. They do believe that if they play this well enough, they have the advantage on the other player. So not trying to cheese, not trying to do any sneaky builds, just going straight up all out macro and skill game. So even if the opponent does scout this, there's nothing really he can do. Factory again for Tarson most likely will put a reactor on this and swap it out with the starport to produce double medevacs off of this. Now another bunker in the front door of Tarson. We have seen triple bunkers, but I guess he realized, as he did in the last game, that he did not need triple bunkers and will decide not to actually build a third one. Nice little force field here, trapping the Reaper, getting the scout on four gateways, but nothing else. But fortunately, there is not much else to see except for a 5th gateway and these upgrades. Actually, Slider opting to go for earlier upgrades, and I really feel like this is what he should have done in the last game. He was going for a 3rd base and decided to actually get a robotics facility instead of those upgrades earlier on, and throwing down 2 more gateways. So this will be a very heavy gateway army with only +1 upgrade, now +1 armor. And will he decide to attack here with +1/+1? Yeah, is actually getting +1 armor, not +1 upgrade. That is kind of particular. You usually go for weapons. You sometimes go for armor, but only when you have a lot of zealots in this mix, just so that they tank more damage while the stalkers and the sentries deal the damage. So we'll just have to see what he has in mind here. He will throw down that forward pylon and put on some aggressions. This isn't all in. He only has 6 warp gates. You can afford about 8 gateways if you are going all in on 2 bases. So he will have some kind of a backup plan here. He can take a 3rd while he does this. Actually, he does not have the money just yet. He is warping in 3 more stalkers. And these gateways just waiting for the cooldown to finish. Now warping in some zealots in front, very wise. That +1 armor will benefit these zealots way more than anything else. And Tarson actually destroying these rocks in the back might be caught off guard here. 3 bunkers though is a lot of bunkers. These zealots should be in front. The stalkers are actually blocking the path. This is not the best position by Slider. He should really have these zealots in front. This is actually not very good. What are you doing, Slider? He is taking a lot of shots for nothing. Nice force field preventing the repair on the bunkers, but Tarson will hold. And I don't think that Slider actually should have engaged that, especially with the zealots in the back like that. That was not very efficient. Not expanding behind this. He will try and continue this aggression. I don't think this is too wise. Warping in 6 zealots. But he really needs to do something here. He is getting +1 weapons right after this, which I think he should have gotten first, since he did not have that many zealots and they weren't even in front. So that was not that wasn't a great engagement for Slider. And now Tarson throwing down a 3rd bunker, that one that got destroyed. And this drop will do huge damage in this main base. All of Slider's army is in front here. Slider deciding that his army is enough of a threat for Tarson to leave his entire army in his main base. Tarson deciding that that is not the case. He thinks he can hold this even if this army engages, but with this drop, I think that Slider will actually go for a base race because he does not have the time to turn around. This is one huge drop. A lot of marauders, a lot of marines will take out a lot of buildings. He should go for the cybernetics core here, denying any stalker and sentries would be huge, but instead of focusing down a bit of everything, he's not actually focusing down anything. He's killing a few probes, going for half the assimilator, half the cybernetics core, but will eventually get both of them. He should actually kill this cybernetics core. It's so close to finishing, deciding to unpower all these buildings first. Nice little decision here, actually. unpairing a lot of buildings, will not be able to produce anything. In the meantime, we actually see Slider trying to break this front door. This third bunker is still up, but Slider will try and move down here. Nice force fields trapping all these buildings, all these units in here, losing a lot of SCVs. You can actually see 28 to 37, 26 now losing. Slider GGing out of here. He knows he has no more production. And Tarson takes this series 3-1. It was a best of 5. We actually saw Slider trying to long distance mine or sending his probes somewhere here, and that was a great series. Nice, intense last game. Hope you enjoyed, guys, and tune in later for some more games.